Authentication and authorization testing. So, authentication and authorization are another great function that modern web applications provide to us. Authentication is the process of proving the identity of the user or any entity. So that means that users prove that they are who they say they are. And then the application allows them to view and interact with the content, right? Nowadays, especially, authentication mechanisms are not just used for accessing content, it's also used to personalize content of just about any application. So your account on a web application is starting to be a strong vector that corresponds to your real world existence, your identity. So guess what? This makes the authentication, well, of course, way more important today. But for you and me, there are a wide range of technologies available to implement authentication mechanisms. So far, HTML form-based authentication is the most used one, and in general, web applications authenticate users with a username and password. But this can vary due to the application's security needs. So then, after authentication, the application grants permission to users in order to perform several actions, such as viewing files, executing something, or whatever it may be. So that's why in this section, we're also going to cover authorization problems. Okay? Authorization is the process of determining what resources a user, service, or application has permission to access. So it can be defined as an access policy of resources. Authentication and authorization are closely related concepts, but they are not the same. The first term proves the identity of a user, website, or any entity in any context. But authorization verifies the privileges granted to the authenticated identity. So, for example, once you log into your bank account, you're only authorized to transfer money from your accounts, for instance, right? If you can do it with another account, this means that there's a serious authorization problem. So in this section, we're going to talk about password policy problems, password-related issues, and brute forcing passwords. Also, some problematic usage of CAPTCHAs. And then we're going to cover some authorization problems.